And so now I'm going to tell you a story about a little boy that lived way across the ocean again in the country named Italy. His name was Lolo. That's a different name, isn't it? Seems like all the names over there are a little bit different than we're used to. His name was Lolo. Lolo was a sweet, cute little boy, but he had a problem. His legs were all twisted, and he was so crippled that he couldn't walk by himself. So his daddy, before his daddy died, had made him a crutch that he had to walk with all the time, that he'd have to hold on to help him walk. And Lolo had lots of friends because the friends were very kind to him, even though he couldn't play ball or run and chase and have fun. But he would sit on the side and they'd come and talk to him, and they loved Lolo. They were very kind. And they loved Lolo. And Lolo, he loved to watch them, and he wished that he could go to it, but he had these little twisted legs, and so he just had to sit there. But he really didn't mind because there was somebody right by his side always. And do you know what it was? It was a little dog. His little dog named Muffluo that was always by his side. Muffluo was a fluffy, white, curly little dog, and he was so good, and he was always right by Lolo's side to help with whatever he could. And so Lolo lived with his family. His father had died, and so his mother had to go out and work very hard because they had a large family. He had a lot of sisters, and he had one big brother whose name was Tasso. That's a different name too, right? Tasso was his name. And he would go out and work hard to help buy food and clothes for the family. And his mother would go out and work all day too. And the girls, his sisters, would take care of the things at the house and take care of him. And so one of the most favorite things that Lolo liked to do was to put Muffluo, his little dog, into a tub and clean him all up, and so that he was fluffy and white and curly, and tie a ribbon around his neck, and then he would go sit on the big steps of the big, big church where the rich people go. It was called the cathedral. And they loved to go, and they would watch every Sunday morning. They would go and watch the people come down in their fine, wonderful clothes. And one day, a man came over to them, and he said, "You have such a cute little dog." "Oh, thank you," said Lolo. And he said, "Does he do tricks?" "Oh, yes." "Did you teach him?" "Yes, I taught him all of his tricks." "Could you show me some of his tricks?" "Oh, of course." He could roll over, and Muffluo could sit up and shake hands and play dead and dance, and all kinds of things the doggies like to do. And the man said, "Oh, that is very nice. I want to pay you for showing me." "You don't have to pay me for showing me. That's all right, I want." And he pulled out a big gold piece and gave him. He must have been a very rich man. And Muffluo was Lolo was very poor, and his family were very poor, and he had never seen a gold piece before. And he gave it to him, and he said, "I wonder," he said, "I have a little girl who she's sick and she can't get out of her bed, and she would love to see your little daughter do tricks. I wonder if this next Saturday afternoon, would you come to where we're staying and stay in the afternoon and play with my daughter and show her Muffluo's tricks?" "Oh, of course, we would be glad to," he said. "All right, then it's Saturday afternoon." "All right," said Lolo, and he could hardly wait to get home. And he hobbled on his little twisted legs as fast as he could go up the stairs to the apartment where they lived. And, "Oh, Mother, look, I've been And so I can help buy food too. And this man gave me this and he wants me to come next Saturday. And so when Saturday came, first thing in the morning, Lolo bathed his little Muffluo and made him especially clean and fluffy and white and tied a pretty blue ribbon around his neck and off they went. And when they got to where the man had told him where to go, Lolo saw these great big wooden doors, and this was a very rich place to live. He had never seen this kind of a house before. And he knocked on the door, and someone came and said, "You must be Lolo, and you must be Muffluo." "Yes, we are." He said, "Come right here, we're waiting." It was a servant, and he took them in a long hall, beautiful mirrors and paintings and everything, right down to a door that was open, and in that room was a little girl on this beautiful bed. And Muffluo didn't wait at all. He jumped right up on the bed and went right up and licked her cheek, right as if to say, "Hello, I'm here to play with you." And oh, the little girl loved that so much, and all afternoon they played. And a servant came and brought food, and they ate food, and they had so much fun. And when it started to hit late, Lolo said, "Come on, Muffluo, thank you for such a nice time. Now we have to go home." But the little girl began to cry. She says, "Oh no, I want Muffluo to stay here. I want him to be my little dog." And Lolo said, "Oh, I'm sorry, but I can't leave Muffluo here. He's my little dog. He helps me all the time. I'm sorry, I can't." And so the little girl began to cry, and her daddy came in, the tall man that he'd seen on the porch steps, the cathedral steps, and he said, "What is the problem?" "I want to keep Muffluo. I want him for my dog, for my little dog. I want him to stay here." And the man said, "Honey, Muffluo can't stay here. He's Lolo's little dog. But let me ask Lolo something. Lolo, if you came every Saturday afternoon while we're here, would you come every Saturday afternoon and bring your little dog and have a good time with my little girl?" "Oh, yes, I would be glad to do that." And so that's what they did. And the man reached in his pocket and brought out another gold piece and gave Lolo. And so he hurried home as fast as his little twisted legs could go. And he got up the stairs and up to the door and opened the door and started to say, "Mother, look where why are you all crying? Why are you crying?" Everyone was crying. And they'd been kneeling down and they'd been praying. And what's wrong? What's wrong? And the mother said, "Oh, Lolo, we just received a letter from the government. And the government says Tasso is old enough now that he has to go and become a soldier and fight in the cruel war. And the only way he cannot go to that is to pay a great deal of money to have someone else go in his place." "Well, Mother, every Saturday the man's going to, we can use this." And then he went, "No, Lola, that's not enough money. It takes a great deal of money." "Well, what are we going to do? We don't have the money. Tasso will have to go to war." "Well, what will we do? We won't have enough money to have food and clothes." "I know, but we'll have to do something, and that's why we've been praying about it." And so Lolo thought, "Oh, what can we do?" And sure enough, and then he would go every Saturday and he would say what he had, just in case they could help to keep Tasso home. But then the letter came that Tasso was to report. And one day, that day that they got the letter, the mother said, Lolo,